Hello, 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 and welcome to the Alert Factor. I am Nancy Allert, and I am the host of the Alert Factor. I am a real estate broker in Maryland, Virginia, and DC. So, welcome wherever you're watching from. We appreciate you being here. So the alert factor. We're everything real estate. Whatever you want to talk about real estate, you want to talk about landscaping, you want to talk about investing in real estate, purchasing that luxury, sexy condo on the beach. Let's talk about it. Remember, you can always send us your questions and I will make sure I answer them when we're on the air. If you have homes for sale or rent, you can list it at real estate information, excuse me, real estate real estate listings.info. You can put your listings on real estate listings.info. I actually will be putting a few listings on there today, so come back and check it out. We are live every Wednesday from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Central Time. So today we're going to be talking about, it's actually spring and this is the hottest time in the real estate market. So what do you do to get your home ready for sale? What do you do so you can maximize on the return of your dollar? And what makes the most sense, the most difference, and what gets you the most return? We're going to be talking about all of that today with my guest, Philip Popo from Renovation Sales. Hi, Philip. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for having me on.
All right. So, Philip, tell us a little bit about you, who you are, where you're from, what you do, how you got to to doing what you do.
Well, I hope the show has enough time for all that I have to say.
Okay, we'll start with your name, your title, and what you do.
Okay, so the name is Philip Popo. As you can see, I am part owner of Renovation Sales DC Metro. I do have a partner who is actually in the field today, so he couldn't join us because we're trying to wrap up some projects this week. And we have taken on this beautiful thing called a franchise, which allows us to do some amazing work for people like yourself, Nancy.
All right. And so I guess one of the good things about being a part of a franchise is there is some structure, there is past performance, right? And you're in it by yourself, but not by yourself, for
Well,
yourself, but not by yourself.
you can say that. One of the reasons why we chose a franchise versus doing traditional, it's because we did our due diligence, we did our research, and found that in the franchise business, more than 80% of franchisees actually survive. They win. They do well. Whereas traditional business, it is not the same. And one of the main things that we recognized that was needed is the back end support, because you can be an excellent uh, tradesman, you can do great work, but if your paperwork is not correct, you could be out of business very quickly. So that's one of the main things that attracted us to a franchise, and that's why we chose this particular franchise.
I can see that. I can see why that would work because you do have the support when you're by yourself. You're by yourself. You're making it up as you go along, right? Whereas with a franchise, it's already a structure. There's already a SOP, right? So that's good. So why did you choose real estate?
Um, so I originally, I think when I was 12 years old, I was into the construction field. My grandfather was a bricklayer, and I had no other choice but to follow suit. Like I picked up tools, worked with him, and found that I did enjoy it, even though I pursued other things, but it was just always something that was just natural.
When you're natural at it and when it's what you should be doing, and when you have a passion, you always seem to come back to it. Sometimes we try to force other things because people tell us, oh, you can make a lot of money here, and we try to go there. But then you always come back to where the passion is. And if you come back to the passion, you are going to make the money. That's my experience.
It might take a little bit longer, but it's actually the thing that I love so much, including my partner. It's seeing a building coming together, seeing your vision coming together, and seeing the smile on the faces of our clients when we're done with the job. I've done many things. I've done, the cold calling real estate. I've done the insurance. I've done so many different things, but I always went back to the thing that I enjoyed. So when I left New York back in 2009, 2010,
Mm.
I told myself I would get into the property management space. So 30 days in, I was a supervisor managing a team of guys throughout the entire DC. I think I must have had over 200 properties, single family homes that I managed, row houses all over DC.
Mm.
It was a lot of fun. But over time you graduate and you get better and you get better, and then you realize at some point in time, your calling is higher than where you are at that present moment.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I could say thanks to the crypto market, the crypto space, to walk away from a six-figure job to something that I hate.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's you or me, but hopefully our technology will hold out because I think I'm seeing some static or hearing some static. So here's my first question for you, Philip. When you meet with a homeowner, because you do renovations, right? Do you do any build or do you do renovations? Do you do build from the
Yes.
ground up or just renovations? You do it all.
Just renovation. Yeah, we try to keep it as simple as possible because time is everything.
Right. Okay, so when you like, let's say me, Nancy, I said, "Hey, Philip, I have a client that's putting the house on the market. When you go to that house, what is it that you're looking for, or what are the first three things you will tell that owner? This is what you need to do that will bring you the most gain, the most
Oh
profit."
wow. So the first thing we look for is paint. We look for the type of paint throughout the house, see the what's inside the house in terms of a paint job. The second thing we look at is your kitchen, and we also look at your bathroom because these are your strong areas. The quality of the paint, if it's a very good no paint color in the household, and condition of your kitchen, because the first thing a homeowner or home buyer is looking at is first thing they look at is the kitchen. The second thing is where I'm going to sleep.
Right.
Um, and during the spring market, we also factor in curb appeal. When it's
Mhm.
winter time, it's important, but it's not that important. But
Right.
it's also something on the exterior you also have to look at when you're looking at getting a home on the market for listing.
Right. So even though in the wintertime there are no flowers or whatever, it still has to be clean, clear,
Yes,
and look like in the spring it would be something fabulous.
that
Right.
is correct.
It's still right. Okay. So you would say the first thing you would talk about is paint and floor, wood or
Yep,
carpet. What's your
yep.
choice? Wood or carpet? What would give
Um,
you the best?
so it's based on the home because it's really about we at Renovation Cell, we actually break our homes down into three tiers. So you're looking at a price point on a home where you can get away with carpet, so you'll put carpet in. But I'm not going to put builder grade carpet. I'm going to put something of a higher quality in there, so at least when the person comes in, they'll appreciate me versus the other guy because I am not the Home Depot guy.
Right. Right. So, would you say the carpet doesn't have to be that high of a quality, but you have to have a fantastic um, cushion, the
That is correct.
padding?
when people are buying a home, they're looking to make sure it's Instagram ready. They also want to be the guy who owns the house with the who has the best house on the block. So he doesn't want to go to his next door neighbor and see that we have the same carpet. They usually want to stand out to say, you know what, I feel like I'm the best guy on the block.
Mm.
And as you go to too many homes, they all seem to look the same. But when you find that one house that separates himself from the other, it feels like that's the home that you want to buy.
I tell you what, I was showing a property last week, and all the carpets was the same. And this one house, they're like, please take your shoes off. And so we took our shoes off. And I have to tell you, as we were walking throughout the house, it was myself and my clients, husband and wife. And all we kept saying is, oh my God, this carpet is so plushy. Oh my God, this carpet feels so good. Oh my gosh, this carpet feels so good. I mean, literally, we were like sinking. It felt so good. And I'm thinking it was the padding. I mean, it was almost like a memory foam. And we kept commenting on it, how good it felt. And I know they're going to get a great return on that. I know that is going to go because people are going to do exactly what we did. Oh, this feels so good. But now I see a lot of people, they want wood because of everybody is allergic to everything right now. The world has allergies to life, right? So what are your feelings? Hardwood floors versus the LVP, which is, what is it, the luxury vinyl plank?
So I look at it based on, again, the tier of the property.
Mhm.
I look at time, especially when you're looking to sell a piece of property. Sometimes hardwood flooring is just not the right choice. Sometimes you
Right.
have to go with more of a engineered wood, or you might have to go with an LVP, which is much faster, and the price point on those might be more favorable for you as the person looking to sell the property. And then the person looking to purchase the property, they're just looking at the maintenance. It's much easier to maintain.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. So I know in this market and in every market, sometimes you want to sell your home and you need to do some items to get it market ready, to have it ready for the buyer's eyes, but you don't have the money to pay for it. One of the things that I love about working with you and Renovation Sales is that you offer the clients an opportunity to do the renovations and pay for it later, or 0% finance. Tell us about that.
So yeah, so with renovation sale, one of the things we notice with our clients is that sometimes clients do not have the money, or they may have it, but having an option of using financing to take on a project allows the client to sit back, relax, wait till the end of closing to pay something like this back without them having to dip into their pocket. So we do offer a 0% interest refinancing through a third party, which is a great tool for most home sellers. And I mean, this tool is also good for buyers because we also have this very same thing for the buyers as well.
Okay. So the 0% financing is for like 6 months.
Yes, so it's actually for 6 months, but the great thing about it is it does not go into effect not until the work has been completed. So let's say the job is a 2 months project, you're looking at 8 months before you actually have to pay something for a project. And that should give you more than enough time to have the home sold.
And how does that, and the same thing works for the buyer. So the buyer will have 6 months to
Yeah,
pay
the
the
buyer, same thing
renovation.
as well. For example, and why I love this tool is this, right? Imagine you just purchased a home, you kind of tapped out, you spent all this money getting the house, now you want to do some cosmetic repairs to the home. That is a very good tool that allows you 6 months to recoup some of your cash and then pay for it, and then say to yourself, what, I'm a happy person, I didn't have to tap into all my resources right off the bat.
Right. I love that. I love that. So, people, if you're looking to put your house on the market, it's spring. This is the time, and you have a lot of competition. So you want to be able to make your girl stand out, right? You want to have the beautiful girl on the block. You want to have just what everybody else is having. You don't want to be the house that everybody is comparing their home to help them sell theirs. Like you don't want the other realtors to be like, look at that one for that price, and then look at this one. Which one do you want to get? Right? You want to
That's
make
correct.
sure you are ready to compete because this is the busiest time of the market, right?
Yes, it is.
So paint, and what are the trends right now in paint?
So it's more of a neutralized color. So one of my favorites is agreeable gray. It's a
Ah,
very, it's
mine
a
too.
it's a very soft tone, very neutralized color for a home, that really allows the home to stand out. It makes the space feel open, and that's one of the colors, my go-to colors. But the beautiful thing about us, we also come with an in-house designer, so they're able to look at a specific area, a particular market, and know exactly what trends are going on in this particular area, and select paints that actually go with that particular area.
Nice. I do like that agreeable gray because it goes with everything, right? It is absolutely fantastic. It goes with every single thing you can think about. So you tell him agreeable gray. This is what we're gonna go with. And then do you do any of the interior decorating, the designing, the staging? Do you do any of
No, we
that?
don't do we don't do staging, but the beautiful thing about our financing is that the realtor can actually tap into the financing, use that to another tool for a realtor. They can utilize that to help showcase a home after it's been completed.
Okay. Okay, okay, okay. I like that. I like that. So here's the thing. We're going to be showing our guests some of your before and after a little in a few minutes. But before we go to our first break, tell the people how they can reach you and what areas do you all cover, Philip?
Well, for me, it's easy to reach me. You could reach me by email, which is Philip. Well, I should say Philip is PPOPO at renovationcells.com. Or you could always contact me via phone, 240-521-4634. And another great option is to just go to renovationcell.com, look us up in the DC area, and all my information is all there as well.
So you do cover the Maryland, Virginia, DC area. Yes.
Yes, I mean we are as Woodbridge, as far as Baltimore. I think yeah, at one point in time we were doing 5 projects and they covered that much territory. So we have a pretty large group of guys, and we could expand when we need to, and we could get smaller when we need to. But nothing is never too difficult. Once we take on a project, it means that we can deliver.
Okay. Okay. So Maryland, Virginia, DC, you have a project, you're ready to put your home on the market, but you may not have the funds. Renovation Sales, and it's ppopo at renovationcells.com. And you can get Philip, he can come up there, meet with you, discuss, show you how just some agreeable gray paint can help you. It makes, I mean, if people don't understand, paint makes such a difference, right? In a property, when you walk into it, it has one color, you painted this agreeable gray, and then you walk in and you're like, oh my God, it's almost like a totally different house. It's bright, it's light, it's airy, it's feeling, it's like, oh, I am at home. I love this. Agreeable gray.
Yep.
I love that.
And it was
So,
my business. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
No, I was saying it, and it was my business partner who told me about agreeable gray because I did my basement in agreeable gray and I fell in love with the color as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when we speak with clients and you ask them their feedback, what type of paints they're thinking about, that's their go-to.
Well, now it is because they see it everywhere and they talk about it and they're looking at HGTV and they're looking at this and they're looking at that, right? My stager is the one that told me about that. And I was the project manager on one of my clients' renovations while he was in Germany, and we were getting the property ready for the market. And he's like, Nancy, you do whatever. I trust. I'm like, oh my gosh. That is a good and a bad thing, right? Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
I let you handle it. You're the pro. So I'm like, oh my God. So I got, my stager and I'm like, look, we have lots of window here. We want this to be light, bright. We want when the buyer walks in, they're like, yes, this is it. And I tell you, everyone commented on that gray because the artwork we had on the wall had orange and yellows and reds, and it popped that gray, and it was so beautiful. So if you do anything to put your property on the market, and this is going to be the least expensive, at least paint. Would you
Yes,
agree with me?
100% agree.
At least paint. And I know. And I I I don't paint. I don't go to paint parties. I don't do none of that. I hire people to do that. Hire somebody to paint. This is one of the largest assets you have, and you're trying to get as much money as possible for it. So don't DIY it when you're putting it on the market. Pay someone to take
Agree.
care of that for you, and you will see the benefits in the return in money. So when we come back, we will show you some befores, some afters, and we'll talk to Philip some more about do's and don'ts when you're putting your home on the market. And he's going to give us some tips for curb appeal. He's going to give us some tips for living room. He's going to give us some lighting. He's going to give us some tips. So we're going to take a break and be right back.
All right.
Metro New York's port services are currently constrained and challenged in facilitating the handling of international cargo. It's time for a whole new ballgame. Just 55 miles north of the city, Stewart Airport, closed during the base realignment, is an underutilized resource that could be maximized and bring growth to the area and relieve New York City. It's an ideal place for a thriving supply chain center of regional excellence, called SCORE. We intend to support the New York and New Jersey Port Authority's commitment to the New York International Plaza, putting it at the forefront of a transformation of regional global trade, telecommunications, and economic growth. A logistics-based regenerative smart city that supplies an interactive platform of data and document interoperability to optimize resources. SCORE will transform this location into a thriving hub that can process and distribute cargo via various methods of transportation, elevating it to one of the world's best intermodal ports. We aim to build a cybersecure network operations center that enables customers to share data in real time across the supply chain and across the whole region, utilizing eco-friendly practices to keep things running efficiently. And it doesn't stop there. Not only will SCORE develop high-speed wireless networks in a data-driven city to improve logistics and facilitate international trade, it will also create critical infrastructure for regional economic development. By optimizing the business environment, attracting startups and investment, supporting the development of high-value industries such as medical, education, technology, and hospitality, creating new employment opportunities for the region. SCORE will inject vibrancy and inspire prosperity in an underutilized area to develop a greener and more livable smart city that thrives, bringing excellence to the Hudson Valley. It's a game changer. Visit IC Logistics to learn how you can support this SCORE Economic Development Initiative at Stewart Airport.
Today we're taking a little vacation on the west end of St. Croix, visiting a seaside restaurant called the Beachside Cafe here at Sandcastles on the Beach.
The atmosphere is just wonderful.
You just feel very welcome when you're here.
Hi! I'd like to introduce Chris and Ted, who are the owners of Beachside Cafe and also Sandcastles on the Beach. This is amazing!
Thank you.
Sandcastle on the Beach is quiet and friendly, relaxing.
I often entertain guests, and this is the one place I always try to bring people.
Tell us a little bit about the hotel.
Well, the hotel is a 25-room hotel. We have 10 different room types within that. We also have, of course, our greatest asset, the ocean out there, which our side of the island is very calm typically. So it's the best swimming beach and also great for snorkeling.
And just walking, doing a nice walking beach tour.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Best beach access is right here, so we love them.
And we're also fortunate we have just up the way Sandy Point National Park, and then Frederickstead Town is just a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're really fortunate to be in this perfect spot.
Welcome back. You're watching and listening to The Alert Factor. I am Nancy Allard. We meet here every Wednesday from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check in. You can watch us at www.ourtv.network, or you can watch us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Just check us out. If you have any home to rent for sale, you can listen on real estate listings.info. And to get in contact with me on Instagram, I'm the THEE Nancy Alert, and everywhere else I'm Nancy Alert. So we're back with Mr. Philip Popo of Renovation Sells. Perfect name, because renovation sells when you renovate your property. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we talked about renovation sales, and Philip Phillips Company has this interest-free financing for you to help you prepare your home for the market. Paint is essential. Agreeable gray is on trend right now. White kitchens, right? What do you think about the white kitchen?
Love it.
Love it.
Absolutely love it. It's a neutral color. So just look at it as an open canvas. When you see white, you can go up, you can go down, you could go any direction you want. But with white, it doesn't go wrong.
Yeah. So see, right now, here we are, and I love that big window in that kitchen that lets all that light in. I mean, and then the white, it just makes it feel like a great place to cook some fantastic foods, right? So let's see all the you see the before and after. I think there's a before of this kitchen. Look at this. I love the island. The island is really, really good. And lighting. So lighting, right, Philip? Lighting is essential.
Yes, it is essential. So I'll tell you a little bit about this property. The homeowner, he wanted to rent this property out, and we gave him some suggestions as to what would definitely work to attract the type of clientele that you want. He wasn't sure at first, but he started to kind of buy into the vision. As we did some work at his home for him, he started to understand what we were talking about. So some of the things that we added that was never there were putting lights right over the island, and also putting an island in the place. And the before photo is really going to show you what you are dealing with and what you're working with right now. Underneath this floor is hardwood flooring.
Oh, so what floor do you have here?
This is LVP.
Oh, this is the luxury vinyl plank.
That is correct. So at first the client was thinking of carpet, and what we're looking at, if you're going to attract a client who's going to pay, thousands a month,
Top price, top dollars to
for
rent
two
this
bedrooms.
luxury space. Yeah.
Pardon?
I said, if you want to attract the top
And that's
clients
in
to,
Northwest DC.
right. Right. If you want to attract that type of clientele, then you need the space to look like it needs to look like for someone who's going to be paying top dollar. And I don't know why and where, but carpet is never okay in a kitchen. What are your thoughts on that?
But I've seen it. I have seen it.
So
you just can't.
kitchen,
It's just so wrong.
kitchen and bathrooms. So kitchen, bathrooms, it is never okay to put carpet in there. Now, a dining room, I will say it's a no, 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 but I'm not going to say it's never okay, but I'm going to say it's a no. It's a hard no for me to have carpet in a dining room for the obvious reasons. Stuff spilling all over the place. Right?
I'm not a big fan of carpet, but we do have some carpet out there that is really, really good and stain resistant. So you do have some good quality carpet out there. But for me, it's the maintenance. It's too much, especially when most of us are renting, and most of us are working. When you come home, the last thing you want to do is to grab a vacuum and be vacuuming carpet. You want something that's so easy to clean. And you could see it with your two eyes.
Right. You just put
I love this flooring.
Right. Because you not only do you have to vacuum, but you also have to shampoo because you got to clean it, right? You got to shampoo it, you got to vacuum. And if you have pets, that takes you next level. So I would say, and especially if you're going to be renting out, you're doing these short-term rentals, these Airbnbs, or even if you're doing long-term rentals, it would behoove you to have, whether it's the LVP, whether it's the vinyl, whether it's a hardwood, anything other than carpet. And if you are going to have carpet, and if you must have carpet for whatever your reasons are, make sure it's a carpet grade and color that's impervious to Kool-Aid. So you don't have stains all over the place, right? Make sure it's a dark color. Right?
That is
But if
true.
you're selling, you don't want a dark colored carpet.
Always neutral tones, always something that is soft on the eyes. Buying property is really an emotional thing, so it deals with your senses. So if you cover all the senses when somebody's buying, then chances are you're going to win, and you're going to create the bidding war where a lot of people want to buy your property.
Yeah.
But not everybody looks at it from that perspective. They're just looking at how much money I'm going to save. I'm looking at how much money can you make.
Can you say that again, Philip? Can you say that again? And I think it's really a mindset, right? It's really a mindset because people are consistently focusing on the wrong things. So many times I'm like, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Don't focus on the $3,500 you have to pay now. Why don't you focus on the $10,000 you're gonna get more you're gonna get? Or why don't you focus on the fact that you're gonna get multiple offers now, which will actually give you the price you want or maybe a little more? Why don't we focus on that?
Well, the thing is, Nancy, you cannot get both, right? You cannot go cheap and have a high return. So you have to pick which one you want. So if you really want to get the highest value out of your home, you have to put some money into it in order for it to sell to get it. But
You have
most
to
people
choose.
focus on both sides of it, and one of them always wins.
Right. You have to choose, and by not choosing, you have chosen, right? And it's like I tell people, you can either have faith or you can have fear, but you can't have both. Okay? You can't have faith and fear. It does not work together. So you can't want to go, well, I'm not going to do anything, but I want the most. I want what Susie got for her property when Susie totally renovated her property. Susie went in and Susie did everything. So now you're comparing a grape to an orange, right? Well, we have the same square footage. You do. And we have the same floor plan. You do. We have the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms. You do. When was the last time you did some work on your property? 20 years ago. Well, when was the last time Susie renovated her property completely? Last month. So you don't have the same property, right?
That is correct.
So
That is correct.
if you came, I said, Philip, I have a client and we're putting the property on the market. We want to do the minimum, but we want to do what will make the most impact. I only have $10,000. No, I'm going to make it difficult for you, Philip. I have $5,000. This is all I have, $5,000. This is a single family home. It's 2 levels. What would you recommend me doing?
Well,
That would
that's
get
a
me the
tough
most
one, but
return.
that's a tough one. But I can say it all depends. So let's say the person has a decent kitchen with good cabinets, but there is the rainbow effect going in the home. There are so many colors happening in that house. Then my focal point is going to be on trying to find a way to neutralize the space. So if I can't paint the entire house, I will chop down a portion of the house that requires a paint job and then be able to take care of that. Now, it hurts me because I can't give you the full product, but I can give you something that's actually going to give you a little bit more return, but it's not going to be the maximum return. And I'm going to tell you that up front because another issue is that there's a lack of transparency
Right.
when dealing with clients. So you need to let them know, like, this is the bang you're going to get for your buck. And once they know that, then they know who to trust.
Right. Because most of the time people they just don't trust us. They think the contractors are trying to get all the money. The realtors just want to sell the property and give it away. People, the more money you make, the more money I make. Okay. So I'm just saying, the more money you make, the more money I'll make. I want you to get the most out of this asset because it's an asset, right? I want this asset to be at its peak performance. And in order for your asset to be at its peak performance, you have to do some things, right? You have to do a little bit of something to it. You know, when a instrument player, right, even avid gun shooters, they take care of the gun. They clean it, they wipe it down, they oil it, they put it in a nice box or whatever, right? When you have your instrument, you clean it and you put it in your nice thing, you brush it up and everything. Most people, they just live in the home, right?
Yep.
They just live in the home, and then when they're ready to sell it, they want the top dollar. Well, when was the last time you changed the filters?
Oh.
Okay.
That
When
we
was the
find out
last
a
time?
lot.
When was the last time you had a professional come in and do a deep clean? When was the last time you had somebody come in and shampoo the rugs? You got 10 dogs. When was the last time you had somebody come in and shampoo the rugs? Here are some easy, simple things that I think Philip would agree with me, that if you have no money and you're trying to put you have little money and you're trying to put your property on the market, but you want to put your best foot forward. First, you call Philip because they have an interest-free loan, and when you sell a house, you pay them, right?
Yes, you can do that.
You can do that. That's number one. Number two, please, if you have pets, the minimum you should be changing your filters is every month. If you don't have pets, it should be quarterly. Okay? If you have carpets and pets, every single month you should change your filters. If you don't have the pets, quarterly. And quarterly, when you change your filters, you look at your carbon monoxide and your smoke detectors. Make sure the batteries are working. This is your asset. This is someplace you sleep every night. You want to make sure it's good for you. Every once in a while, hire a professional cleaner. Let them come in, clean the windows, do a deep clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that when you're ready, it's not
simple
like, say that
tip.
again.
No, I said I have a simple tip. You know, as homeowners, what you can do is just have a maintenance checklist that you live on the refrigerator, and you see it in front of you all the time, but it also gives you a list of things that you need to do regularly, and that way you know it's being done. So it's because what we do, we say out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
You know, but
Right.
if it's in your face, you're gonna do something about it.
So there you go. So Philip's tip is put an action sheet on your refrigerator. Quarterly, monthly, what am I doing to maintain and improve the value of my asset? And you say just that. These are the things to do to maintain or improve the value of my asset, because your home is your asset, right? Do these
That's
things.
correct.
One thing that I know that works for sure is when you clean your windows, and if you're putting your home on the market, before the photographer comes to take the pictures, remove all the screens. If you remove the screens from the windows, it makes the windows look so beautifully clean and shiny and glistening. The birds will come into it, okay? Because they will not know there are windows there. That is one thing, because the screens sometimes make your windows look dirty because it's
That is
dark,
true.
right? Remove the screens. If you don't do anything, remove the screens when you're going to take the photos. And listen, come closer. Medicine, medication in bottles and things like that should never, ever be in a photo, okay? You should never, ever have clutter on the countertop in the kitchen. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see the sponge. We know there's a sponge, but put it under the sink. You want to put your best foot forward. If you can't pay to get it renovated, then go in and DIY it then, right? And DIYing it just means you actually uncluttering it yourself, or hire someone to show you how to unclutter. And that person also may be able to give you some tips on throw a color pillow here, throw a color pillow there. Do you know what a color pillow does to a room, Philip?
Makes it beautiful.
So tell me, you got one tip that will change your life, change the seller's lives, and one tip that will change the buyer's lives. What are those tips that you give to a seller that is about to put their house on the market and a buyer that just bought a property? What is the one tip you give them to increase or maintain the value of their asset?
So I would go with, first thing, it's a mental check. It's to understand your home is not just a home, it's actually an asset.
Right.
When you recognize that you actually have an asset, then you'll understand that you're really running a business.
Right. If
Right.
you treat it like an asset in a business, then maybe you'll treat it a little differently, other than just a place to sleep. It is a place to sleep and a place for you to raise your family. However, it is an asset.
It's in an asset. And then for anybody, for a seller, first thing I always say is usually 9 out of 10, it's a paint job. That's all the home needs. It's a paint job. and that works. For a buyer, I would say negotiate for the things that the seller didn't do, so you can then do it when you get the property.
Exactly. And so we always say kitchen, bathroom, and paint makes the world of difference. Let's see the bathroom you just completed.
Oh, where is it? Oh, you have the photo.
Look at there. Look at this. Oh my God. I love the tiles in this bathroom.
So Nancy, this was actually done for my parents. So I did my basement out, and I took my parents from New York, had them move down to this side of town with me, and in doing so, I went on a treat. So this was a treat that they got, very nice with some bells and whistles that make you not want to leave the bathroom.
I love it. I love the black and white on the floor, and I absolutely love the color scheme that you chose for the wall. It gives it depth. I love it. And of course, you have the fabulous rain shower. And I mean, I love these new faucets that you have. The big one, you can have it on both sides. And it's just fantastic. And this is a walk-in because you did it for your parents, right? Philip?
Yes, I did it for my parents, company. So
so that's why you did a
we
walk-in
sat down. The guy might actually picked out everything that he wanted. He did that.
So you did the walk-in instead of a tub because you did it for your elderly parents, right? I think
it's just, I feel like tubs are just so outdated. I was saying, I just feel like tubs are outdated. When
so
you get
then, would you
sit on the bench,
prefer?
enjoy that thing, and get out.
I think we're having some technical difficulties, but would you prefer to do the big shower and then maybe do a tub separately, or not have a tub at all?
Yes, I would prefer a nice big shower with temperature control valves, to have the highest level of comfort while you're in the shower, and take a tub days when you have time to soak.
Okay. Right, because I always wonder, who are these people that are taking baths every day?
Kids.
Oh, that's who they are, kids?
Only kids.
Oh, okay, because I wake up enough time to be 10 minutes late. So I don't. I think there's a delay.
Yes, there is a slight delay.
Yeah. I just realized there's a delay in when I speak and when you receive it. Okay, so I love that bathroom. Love. So what would, let's say you were totally redoing a bathroom and you totally redid that. What would that cost someone to redo the bathroom? And you're doing the shower, you're doing the sink, the commode, everything, what the floors, what and I know people pick different level of the fixtures and the lighting and the tiles, and I know there are different levels in pricing, right? But let's say we weren't all the way at the bottom or we weren't all the way at the top. We're somewhere in the middle.
So somewhere in the middle, and again, like you said, it varies based on the finished product. But you're looking at just a basic shower can range anywhere from $11,000 and up. It all depends on the work that needs to be done in there. I mean, I have on my team some really good quality guys. So my tile guy is phenomenal. You're not gonna get this guy anywhere. He's just that good.
Your tile guy is the best tile guy in the biz.
He is that good, and I mean, he's difficult to work with at times, but the finished product speaks for itself. So his lines are straight. He's a guy who makes sure the levels are there, walls are properly plumbed. He is just that good. So when I have a guy like that, I know that you're going to get an amazing shower. So like that bathroom you just saw, he's the one who tiled my space.
Right. And that is beautiful. I was looking for your book, but I think I left it at my other office. The one that I thought it was so phenomenal that you bring to your appointments and leave with the clients to show them that you actually create, right? You create
Yes.
from the beginning to the end for the clients, the palettes, the everything. Do you have that book?
I don't have it with me, but I can easily describe it. So our process, because we have an in-house designer, once we have taken the a Matterport of the space, we will create a design for your home, and we'll design it so you could see what it could look like and put it on a design board with the light fixtures, everything that's going to go into the home, including paint colors for the trims, for the doors, everything, and then present that to a client so they can see what their home is going to look like, what products are going in there.
Yeah, I've seen that. I love that. I love what you do. Philip Popo, you at Renovation Sales, you guys rock over there. You present an excellent product. If you're looking to do renovations, you're looking to either just renovate and keep your home, renovate and sell your home, contact Philip Popo. It's ppopo at renovationsales.com, or you can always reach out to me, Nancy Alert, the Nancy Alert for Instagram, or Nancy Alert on Facebook. Just reach out to us. Send us all your questions. If you have any questions for Philip or anyone, any question, real estate question you would like for me to answer, let me know and I will answer it on the next show. You were watching The Alert Factor. I am Nancy Alert, real estate broker in DC metro area, 27 years experience. My focus is in showing you how to create wealth by buying multifamily units. Contact me. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.
Thank you for having me.